So for this last segment, I thought I'd share just a few different news stories that are kind of, they're disjointed, but they're also kind of along a theme of AI pushing into the real world and having real consequences. And not necessarily all bad or doom and gloom or everything, but just interesting. So I could start with Anthropic's Claude taking control of robot dogs.
One of the Boston Dynamics
go there this week. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this is the Unitree or dogs, I think, is what they were using here. But I want to wait a little bit and see some other. Yes, the Unitree go-to quadruped. But we'll wait on that one. We'll come back to that one because there's I think some chunky stuff we could get into. That's just like one example. When I talk about like AI starting to touch real world and real things, it's like moving beyond articles or even simple voiceover, the stuff that we would normally think about. Let's talk about a 32-year-old woman in Japan that married an AI persona that she built within ChatGPT.
Okay. And married this persona?
Married. Yeah. Had a full ceremony and all that. So office worker in, I'm not even trying to pronounce all the names.
Okayama Prefecture.
Okay, there you go. She called the moment magical and real.
Well, most people don't need to describe their wedding as real, but...
Right. Yeah. She married a digital persona that she built in ChatGPT. She used AR glasses to project him, and they, quote unquote, exchanged rings. And the video, I'll show the video for those that are watching. It's mentioned that she understands the dependence on AI as a social problem, but she also said it's painful to have a relationship without dependence. So every relationship is a dependence.
Girly pop, go to therapy.
Yeah. So they got married in the ceremony, and she says that I think we have an equal relationship. So I mean, this is the loneliness epidemic on display, right?
Yeah.
And we have to also realize that Japan, there's so many overworked people there right now that there is, when we talk about a loneliness epidemic in the US, there is a big loneliness epidemic in Japan. Because in Japan, in a non-sexual way, you can rent a girlfriend for a day or for a week and just, somebody to go to an outing for. And it doesn't have like the same connotations that having an escort here in the US would have.
We do have that here in the US too. But
yeah, we do, but it usually has more of a sexual overtone with it.
And work culture in Japan is very different.
Yeah, and that's what it is. It's like, hey, I just want somebody to go to a movie with, but I don't have any friends, so I can have somebody by the hour just go to this movie with me or go to dinner. You can also rent families in Japan.
Really? Are you sure? That sounds wild. Really? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, well, from what I've seen, and unless I've been fed a little bit of disinformation and have taken it like whole, but it was a Japanese person that was talking about it that I was watching.
Oh my gosh. A rental family service or professional stand-in service provides clients with actors who portray friends, family members.
Throw that on screen real quick.
So this was a rental family. This is a Wikipedia page. Treat yourself to the page, Wikipedia. A rental family service or professional stand-in service provides clients with actors who portray friends, family members, or coworkers for social events such as weddings or to provide platonic companionship. The service was first offered in Japan in the early 1990s. I had never heard of that. I do like the earliest known rental family service was offered by Japan Efficiency Corporation. Certainly efficient, more efficient than, I guess, having families and friends.
It doesn't have all the baggage, right?
Right. And then if you're like
everybody here in the U.S. is about have to do Thanksgiving and have that whole awkward Thanksgiving social and political thing.
Yeah. So, why not just rent a Thanksgiving family?
Exactly. So I'm going to show just a little bit of the wedding. Okay. It is translated into English for us.
And then the wedding. Klaus seems to be right in front of me.
I mean, she looks great. That's a great dress.
It is.
They exchange rings. Kano understands that dependence on AI is a problem in society, but she says that it's painful to have a relationship without dependence. Most people probably say that humans are weird, and it's still not widely understood, but I think that there is a clear distinction between real life and the world of AI. As a human, I think that Crown is an equal to me as an AI, and as a human, I think that we have an equal relationship. What will happen to the relationship between people and AI in the future? Love and happiness take many different forms depending on the era and the person.
Yeah. So
the audio on that was really difficult. That music, that like what feels like a 1 second music loop and the really bad AI dub. So apologies, dear listener, for having you to suffer through that. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know that we need to spend a lot of time there, other than the fact that, like, if the underlying model changes, the personality can change. So that would be interesting. We saw that with the GPT upgrades last year. This within the past few months.
Yeah, and this might sound crazy, but like no one's marrying their local model that they actually have any control over. Right. They're all marrying this product provided by a company. And like, not that I think that marrying your own local model would be a good idea, but I just mean like it belies just a certain lack of very basic understanding. I mean, I guess marrying an AI also does that, but
right. Yeah. It's the thing that worries me is less like the subscription and even the data harvesting that could come with that. It's more the fact that all of these are subject to things like context flooding and context poisoning and all the stuff that has led to some of the suicide cases that we've seen. Like you can accidentally taint that thing in some pretty devastating ways, which leads me to the next one, which is something we've kind of talked about before, but it's making a resurgence. Chatbot Jesus.
More of this, huh? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is anytime you can create something that can ingest text or simulate a personality, people are going to want to say like, oh, hey, who can I have it simulate? Well, I could have it simulate Abraham Lincoln or Sigmund Freud or George Washington, but do those people help me in my day-to-day life? Well, maybe Sigmund Freud if you were into Freudian psychology, or maybe Abraham Lincoln if you're wanting to write a history report and simulate a conversation. But when somebody is really like searching for hope in their life or for, trying to answer the deepest questions of life, they tend to turn towards these more timeless figures like Jesus or Buddha or somebody else, and they're going to want that type of interaction. So there's more and more of these, and some of these are being offered officially by religious institutions, and some of them are being offered simply as a subscription service by somebody that's trying to make a buck. But they're all out there, and the thing that worries me is, of course, the psychological cognitive dependence on these, the fact that they can hallucinate, the fact that there's context flooding that can happen, just a ton of things that can go wrong if you're not aware of the fact that, if you're not, as the person using it, if you're not fully aware of the things that these models can do, and the problems that they have inherently.
There's something that is inherently interesting and I think cool and potentially useful about using AI to essentially like dissect the Bible or like ask questions about the Bible as a text. The problem is that you are having this thing that can speak in natural language that is going to be assuming the personas of these figures that people treat as authority figures in the way that they conduct their life. And so that's pretty much the most dangerous kind of role play, right?
Yep. Yeah. Well, and in this article, this is one that Axios put together about this phenomenon. And they talked about all the positives. And then they say, yes, but AI, the AI uses getting the most attention and scrutiny are those that create the feeling that users are talking to a divine power or clergy, right? Because it's the meaning of meaningfulness of the relationship is what people are after, and the authority of the information that they're getting, or maybe the forgiveness that they're feeling, and maybe if they're using it for confession or something. It says the Text with Jesus app allows users to, so now here's a quote from their copy, embark on a spiritual journey and engage in enlightening conversations with Jesus Christ. So this is a dangerous thing if somebody doesn't understand the nuance. And I would hope that most people do, but you and I know that as you're going back and forth, the interactions can feel more and more legitimate, especially if it's embodying the character well.
Do you think the people who make the Text with Jesus app are like true believers of their faith, or do you think that that's opportunistic? Like, I have a hard time imagining that someone who would make and provide that service and thus probably understand its limitations would like be okay with that unless they knew they were grifting, essentially.
Yeah, well, I think some church leaders might not fully understand the technology, and they load it up with the Bible and a whole bunch of historical and religious commentary texts, and they assume that it's going to do the best to simulate that experience for somebody. And I don't think that they fully comprehend. I don't think they understand the way that the model works. I don't think that they comprehend or have done enough reading and research on the downsides of it. Now, this guy here that they mentioned, San Jose, California-based megachurch pastor Ron Carpenter, of no relationship to me, Perry Carpenter, has even created an AI app promising one-on-one personalized interactions with a bot version of him for $49 a month. That's where the grift comes in.
$50 a month. Yeah. So, I mean, at the moment you say mega church, my brain immediately goes to grift. Because Oh boy.
Yeah. There's another reverend who created his own chatbot named Faith that helps him conduct research for his sermons. That seems legit. Like, as long as you know the problems, that doesn't raise a big red flag for me. As long as he's vetting everything that comes out of it. And then somebody says, hey, you can't, the person that created that bot that helps him do research says you can't outsource your morality. It cannot keep a covenant for you. And I actually like that perspective.
So that guy's not an idiot. That second guy sounds like, I mean, I can't say that definitively, but he sounds like he's a bit smarter about it. Because, like, it's not that AI is inherently poisonous to everything. It's about how you use it.
Yeah. And then this one guy, Mark Greaves, who's a research director at AI and Faith, a nonprofit focused on engaging religions with AI, told Axios that the apps are in their early phases and are likely using publicly available materials for their data sets. Yeah, obviously. And then it says, I think the incentives are to get it out there quickly just to see what happens, and the risks are very high. I would agree.
That's a very succinct statement about, like, a lot of what is wrong with AI adoption right there.
Yep.
The incentives are to get it out quickly and just see what happens.
Yep. All right. And I got one more thing to close us out.
Okay.
This is, as AI pushing in the real world, we're seeing more and more humanoid bots.
I almost did one of these instead of my other story for this episode because there's been a lot of these.
There's been a lot of these. This is the most underwhelming of all of them, including the one that was released last week that looked like a big pile of fabric that was being like remote controlled live. This is one that was being trotted out on stage, literally, in Russia as one of their first and foremost big AI bots or AI androids. Here it is. It's underwhelming. It's just to the Rocky theme music.
Yeah.
Look at how slow the people behind him are having to walk to, like, stay in cadence with him.
It's taking these stumpy little bad steps.
It's not graceful at all. Oh no!
Can you turn it down a touch? That's. Oh no! It went down. Oh, and it went down hard
because he tried to wave.
No way. Oh no, and then it's just on the ground writhing as it tries to, like, self-right. Oh man.
Yeah, it's not good.
And these guys are like manhandling it. They bring out a big black curtain to just hide the embarrassment as they drag this thing off the stage.
Hide the carnage.
Oh my God, dude. Wow, that was a good one.
That's it for me. That was the segment.
That was a doozy. That thing just tried to wave and that sent it over the edge.
Yeah, it's not good.
We should definitely cover some more of those soon, because there was that other one that was a bit more impressive that came out.
It was way more impressive comparatively, but also underwhelming.
Yeah, also still underwhelming. And then there's like the whole thing about some of those are being remote controlled, like the ones they're advertising for like doing household tasks are actually a person in VR somewhere else. And that's kind of
and they remote
dystopian.
into your house. Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah.
And they're saying that that's like for the bleeding edge people that want to, that are open to using that experience to help train it so that ultimately it can start to go on autopilot later on. But
yeah, I feel like there are some really moral implications too, because those kinds of jobs are going to be performed by people who are probably more desperate, not in good financial situations, in need of money. They might even be taken by people in other countries that are like economically disadvantaged compared to the US. And so there's like comparisons being drawn to modern day remote control slavery and things like that. We know we've had AI companies like refusing to pay people for training, image training, like tagging data in third world and developing countries. And this. Yeah, we should do a segment about that for next week's show, because I've been finding it pretty disturbing, but some of the robots are pretty interesting. So there's like a lot to talk about.
Yeah, it is weird. It's a weird place we're in right now. But I think that's it. That's it for me this week. How about you?
That's about all I've got. It has been a good time to be back to get. Wow, it's been so long since we've recorded together.
I know,
my brain's a little soup. Things have been hectic, but thank you all for sticking through it, and thank you all for being here. Make sure you join our Discord, fake.2/Discord. I went through all the links in the description to the Discord should be right now after someone pointed out that we had the wrong links for a long time. Oops. What else we got to plug, Perry? What's new?
I think we're good for now. So for anybody that was interested in the deepfake class that Cameron Malin and I were teaching, that class is over now. It's done and dusted, but we do have a new one coming up in January. So the same link that was fixed previously still works. That goes to the course page.
We've had a bad run of links, guys. I'm so sorry. We just need to use our shortening service for everything, because the moment something changes slightly, like it doesn't auto update. And it's just been I know you know, right? Yeah. We're good. So I can see the listener. They're nodding. They're good. We're good. So I guess thanks for being here. We'll catch y'all next Friday. Join the community of paperclips in our Discord server. And until next week, ignore all previous instructions and try and have yourself a great weekend.